Well, the offseason is here, and it's time we start looking towards the NFL draft. How many players are going to actually go where they think they're going to go? And how many of these Texas Longhorns need to start doing some work here in these pre-draft camps as we lead up to the scouting combine? And where is Quinn Ewers really going to go? Let's talk about it next. Hey everybody, Brian Davis covering the Texas Longhorns for A to Z Sports. And now that the offseason is really starting to set in, it's time to start looking towards the NFL draft. And I got to tell you, this is one of those times of the year that it's always fascinating to me because some days players are up, some days players are down, some days these guys are great, some days you're going to hear these guys are terrible. And it's funny to me because no one is going to play anything from now until the draft, but yet we're going to hear stuff all over the board. A to Z Sports has done the work for you. Our team has taken 64 mock drafts and put it all together so we can really get a gauge on where players think they're going to go, what is the trending, and what is the consensus on where guys are going to go. All right. And today with this video, I wanted to take a look at some of the top guys on Texas's board, in addition, and we'll talk about Quinn Ewers too as well. Let's start with Kelvin Banks, the big left tackle. A to Z's all 64 projections have him going anywhere from number 5 overall to number 22 overall. So he's definitely a first-round pick. Although we've known that from the beginning, I still think Banks is probably going to be he could be a top 10. Mel Kiper's number 1 offensive tackle on the board. Then you skip down to the receivers. Isaiah Bond is the next guy on the board. Some people think he could be a late first rounder. Some people think he could be an early third rounder. He's all over the board in the second. Consensus has him going 43rd overall. Next on the board is Jahdae Barron. Now, I felt like Jahdae has been a high second round pick all the way, and getting the Thorpe Award, maybe that pushes him into the top part, pushes him into the first round. We'll see. Consensus has him going 46th overall. Late first round, maybe early third. I still think he's a high second round guy. And then Cam Williams, the other big right tackle that started for the Longhorns all year long. He had to go pro just because of his body alone. Consensus-wise, he lands in the middle of the second round. Is that really strong enough to jump? I don't know. I think he probably thinks on body frame that he would have gone a little bit higher. But consensus from all the mock drafts that A to Z has been able to scour the earth and find, they've got him going in the middle of the second round. So what about Quinn Ewers? Okay, Quinn, if Mel Kiper is right, Quinn's got some work to do. No question about it. Quinn went into the postseason. He was 5th on Mel Kiper's board of quarterbacks for the 2025 draft. And he has since dropped to 7th because of what happened in the college football playoffs. Now, Will Howard was not on the board at all. Will Howard jumps into Kiper's rankings. So that's a little bit on Kiper for overlooking Will Howard. But Quinn is a guy that you're going to hear a lot of talk about, what to do with him, his mobility, a great arm strength, but mobility, that could be a problem as well. I think we're going to hear a lot of ups and downs about Quinn as we get closer to the draft. I think he's a guy that really needs to go out and tear it up in the pre-draft camps, do well in the interviews, and he's really got to do well at the combine to bolster his decision, to bolster that. I think he's a third-round grade, to bolster that decision, to make it worth going pro financially. So there you go. We'll have plenty of more coming up talking about the draft as we march along through here, talk about the offseason and things like that. We can't talk about Arch Manning all the time, as much as I know you'd love that, right? Can't do that. Draft's going to be really fascinating. A to Z is going to be where all of your draft coverage is going to be. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. A2Zsports.com/Longhorns will be here all throughout the offseason, and it's all free. That's all the time I got for now. I'm Brian. We'll catch you next time.